Mental illness is still highly stigmatized in society today. There are many stereotypes surrounding mental illness, including being perceived as fragile, incompetent, and unreliable. Stereotypes like these can make it extremely difficult for those with mental illness to find and maintain employment. Those with mental illness must decide whether to disclose of their mental illness and, crucially, when to disclose. There are many conflicting reports when looking at the research into disclosure timing. Employers have vastly different beliefs on mental illness in the workplace, depending on many factors, including occupation, the work environment, and their own mental health literacy. This leaves the individual who needs to disclose in a gray area. They can never predict how their disclosure will be perceived. There's also evidence to suggest that severity of mental illness impacts ratings of trust and competence. With this information in mind, I've conducted my honors research with Dr. Zoe Francis to look at whether time of disclosure impacts perceptions of those with mental illness. We set up an online vignette survey, which was fully randomized, so that each participant saw only 4 of 384 possible vignettes. The 4 vignettes differed in timing of disclosure as well as severity of mental illness. Participants were then asked 5 questions about the vignette that directly inquired about trust, competence, and expectations of success. Results revealed that disclosure does impact participants' ratings of the individual in the vignette. Participants viewed early disclosure as the most appropriate across all mental illnesses, and accidental disclosure of bipolar was rated as least appropriate when compared to depression and schizophrenia. Similar patterns of results were found for trustworthiness and the perceived ability to take on increased responsibility. These results indicate that early disclosure is viewed as most appropriate, and future research should examine whether participants' implicit bias correlates with their ratings of trust and competence in disclosure situations.